Welcome to Star Nation TV. I'm your host, Mercy Love.
And I'm your boy, Daddy Rich.
So, Daddy Rich, what we got today?
Got a good show today.
We got a good show today.
As you can see, I'm looking sharp.
I see that.
And a little...
Is it for the show? Because there are certain ladies in the...
No, let's just leave it like that. I'm just looking sharp. Just leave it like that.
I mean, I see that you changed the glasses.
You see, now you're trying to put me on blast again. Like always. You always try to put me on blast.
I'm just saying, because every now and then when you looking this sharp, there's a reason.
I mean, I'm sitting by a pretty girl. What you expect?
Now stop.
Can't help it. You can't take all the shit. At least I gotta look good a little bit. You know what I mean?
So how was your week?
It was good. It was good. I had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah?
Had a lot of family stuff going on. How was yours?
It was, work.
Work.
Same
old.
old.
You need to slow down the working thing.
I'm trying, man.
Good. You're doing school, work. That's too much. And taking care of your baby, too.
I know.
Man.
You know what she told me this morning?
No.
Mommy, when are you going to spend time with me?
Oh, that's not good.
I felt so bad when she said that. I felt like I failed some way, somehow this week.
Tell her to come and sit with Uncle. I got enough time. I can sit with her.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I got enough.
No, but I told her I'm going to have next week for her. I'm off for most of next week.
Okay.
So I get to spend time with my baby girl.
That's good. That's good.
Make her happy.
Please do that.
When she's happy, I'm happy.
I mean, it's good to work. Independent lady working, that's a good thing. But you still got to spend some time with the girl.
I try.
Okay.
I try.
Please do that.
Anyways, enough about me and
let's get back to
my
the show.
family dilemma.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about it a whole day if we start talking about it.
I know, that's right.
So let's go to the show. But anyway, we got a good show today. And if you're watching the show, like we said, we got a special guest in the building. Special guest.
Yes.
We're not gonna talk
I'm excited.
We're not going to talk about it. She going.
No.
You want her to introduce herself, or you think we can do that?
I mean...
Well, do it. Do that.
You think I should? You think I should? Okay, we have the wonderful, beautiful Miss Tiffany Ramm in the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she has some guests with her too.
Okay, we're going to be talking to them today, right?
Mm-hmm, we are.
That's good. That's good.
And oh my gosh, she has this cute little girl with her.
Oh.
I love little girls.
I know.
Attitude. But anywho, you guys gonna enjoy the show today? I know.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be exciting.
I'm going to.
I know you are, because dressing like that.
I mean, it's about time. Most of the guests we got it off male.
That is not true. Stop.
Like 80% of our guests are male. So today we got.
Not true.
Queen, princesses, not and
true.
You and just me. I'm having a good time already. I ain't even started yet. I'm having a good time. So we got a good day.
So that just goes to show how terrible he is with finding who our guests are, or the people who are calling in. Like they're calling in because of,
I always tell my executive producer to give me the list or let me know who's coming on the show at least 2 or 3 days prior to the day, so that at least I get prepared. Like you can see.
But you get more than 2 or 3 days prior.
2 or 3 days is enough for me. But anyway, we're gonna go to a video, and then when we get back, our guest's gonna be in the building, and you guys gonna hear, see, and know what we're talking about, because we're not going to talk a lot. They're going to tell us a lot. We want to know ourselves, and most of the questions we're going to be asking are questions that you guys want to know. So hopefully you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But we'll be right back. And the first video we're going to go to is a real tea, and that's a video from Gabon, some part of Africa.
Oh,
Gabon. Yeah.
Hey, we're going all over.
No. I hope you guys like this video. When we get back, our guest's going to be in the building. You guys gonna be able to have fun with us.
Wait a minute. Did Katie sneak a Guinean video in there?
You know you always do.
Damn.
Yeah. But go and watch the video, and we're gonna be right back. You're watching Star Nation TV.
We'll be back.
Hey, tu creuses.
Dans ses bras tu sois choqué, comme toi avec mon mec, avoir un bébé. Et mon vœu le plus cher, je l'ai tant souhaité. Mais tu es mon ami, je veux bien t'écouter.
Justement à propos de mon bébé, trop longtemps j'ai gardé ce long secret. J'ai décidé aujourd'hui de t'avouer qui est le père. Te souviens-tu de cette soirée arrosée? Tu nous avais laissé, tu étais rentré.
Mais que veux-tu m'avouer? Qui est le père de ton enfant? Réponds-moi, je veux t'entendre le dire.
On fait des choses dont on a honte. Tu vois, parfois dans la vie, on fait du mal aux gens qui comptent. Oups, non, je peux rien te dire.
Parle-moi, il faut que je sache.
Oups, non, tu vas me haïr.
Qu'est-ce que tu me caches?
J'avais trop bu cette fameuse nuit.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Il m'a proposé de rester chez lui. Alors je suis allée me coucher dans la chambre d'amis. J'étais presque endormie quand j'ai entendu la porte s'ouvrir et que je l'ai vu se glisser dans mon lit. Je te jure que ton nom m'a vraiment abusé de moi.
Non,
Je te jure que tout ça n'est arrivé qu'une fois.
toi, s'il te plaît. Pas toi, c'est pas vrai. Ne me dis pas qu'il est le papa de ton bébé. Un cauchemar, j'y crois pas. Cette histoire, c'est n'importe quoi.
Tu vois, parfois dans la vie, on fait des choses dont on a honte. Tu vois, parfois dans la vie, on fait du mal aux gens qui comptent. Aïe, pardonne-moi.
Pourquoi lui?
Aïe, ne m'en veux pas.
Tu me l'as jamais dit, dis-moi.
Il a abusé de moi.
C'est un cauchemar, j'y crois pas. Cette histoire, c'est n'importe quoi.
Parfois dans la vie, on fait des choses dont on a honte. Tu vois, parfois dans la vie, on fait du mal aux gens qui comptent. Pardonne-moi.
Pourquoi lui?
Aïe, ne m'en veux pas.
Tu me l'as jamais dit, dis-moi.
Je m'en veux. Je m'en veux.
Welcome back to Star Nation TV. Daddy Rich,
Yep.
can you help me welcome the most beautiful woman in the building right now?
Yep. Well, we want to welcome Tiffany to the show. Are you okay if I call you Tiffany?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, all right.
Miss Ramm.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I see that you got a special guest. So before we even go into the question, I want you to introduce this guest because we just don't want to introduce just you. So can you introduce your guest?
Yes, well, this is the lovely Crystal Igbo-Ghana, and she's our reigning Miss Black Minnesota USA 2013.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Crystal.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, I mean, I'm excited for the show because the good thing is people get to know a lot about pageant. People know about black and people doing some positive things in Minnesota. So whenever we do a show and we have some positive people here, that kind of uplift our spirit a little bit. So we are really excited to have you guys here.
I'm excited to know about pageantry.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I grew up in a home where my sister competed all the time. Miss Silly Dean. She won the 2007 Miss
Yeah.
Black USA.
Yo, what's your sister?
Yeah, so I mean, I know a little bit, but I want to know the inside of it. the things that goes on, why you guys are chosen, and because you, for one, ran too, right?
Yes, I have held a few titles in the past, and I have competed since I was 7.
Oh,
See,
wow.
like this is a thing you basically are born with and you're basically raised with.
And by
I've
the way,
noticed.
I just gotta say, you girls look beautiful.
Did you not hear me say the most beautiful
Nah, I
women?
just say it myself.
Okay.
You saying it and I saying it. So let me just say it for the fellas out there. The dude look beautiful. In person. I know you guys looking on your TV, but what I'm looking at right here, I don't know what you're looking at, but they are beautiful. So
See, he's gonna melt you today. Don't be surprised. This is normal. I get used to it.
Yeah, at least I got someone else to pick on today. But Tiffany, you're the executive director.
Yes.
And why? I mean, why? I know you've been around the world or been around America. Why Black? Why Minnesota? Why you decided to be executive director in Minnesota? Was you born and raised in Minnesota or something like that?
I wasn't born in Minnesota, but I was raised here.
Okay.
So I was born in San Antonio, Texas, and my mom moved me up here basically at 3 months old. But my whole family's here. I was raised here my whole life. I have competed in Minnesota my whole life. And so 2 parts of why I wanted to be the director of Miss Black Minnesota and actually founded it as a nonprofit was I wanted to really start and found an organization focused on community service, mentoring, and scholarship. So our pageant really focuses on those 3 aspects as well as the whole mind, body, and soul. So we're more than just a pageant and pretty girls. We're about, raising and cultivating ambassadors to our community.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And you said you were not born in Minnesota, but at the end of the day, you were raised here. So do you consider yourself a Minnesotan?
Absolutely.
I just had to ask because some people are like, oh no, I wasn't born here. And so this is good. The whole pageantry, how do you guys go about setting it up? I know, you have to have certain qualifications and certain things like education and everything. And you guys are very big on education. I know that much. So do you want to let our audience know
What's the process?
what's the process in
On being a part of this.
Right. So the actual eligibility is we serve girls 5 to 27. So Princess is 5 to 10 years old. The teen category is actually 13 to 17, and Miss is 18 to 27. So if you fit in those age brackets, you fit one qualification. But if you're in high school or college, you have to have a minimum GPA of 2.5 or better. So we are a scholarship pageant, and in giving you scholarship money, obviously, we want you to be ready for school.
Yeah.
If you're not doing well in school, the scholarship's not going to help you that much. So you have to have a 2.5 or higher GPA. And also, along with that, you have to be a resident of the United States. So, or living here legally. So for those, maybe who are student visas or legal residents, or immigrants, you can still be a contestant, but you just have to legally be here. Okay. So we really support that just in the foundation of once you get ready to go to nationals, sometimes they do international travel. So Miss CD Marie Dean had the honor of going and traveling international with her title. You just have to have the right documentation so we can get you where you need to be.
Okay. So, like you said previously, you started when you was little. Why pageant? Like, why? Did you love it when you were little, or because your parents kind of do the same thing? Because some people watch their parents or friends around them. So why pageant?
Actually, my mom's not like that at all. My mom's very wholesome, no makeup, no hair, pretty casual.
Oh, wow.
Right, so as I've gone through developing my pageantry, she's kind of developed her own womanhood and things like that, but not at all. I'm actually pretty much the center of girliness in my family, and I'm actually pretty tomboyish outside of pageantry, so I started, a lot of girls I think have that experience too. One, I just watched Miss America once on TV, and I was just sold. From the moment that I saw, articulate, intelligent women strolling in beautiful gowns, I was like, what a great combination. So you look good and you know what you're talking about. So, and I was 6,
and you know what you're talking about.
I was like, that's a good idea. And then when I was 7, actually, and I did my first pageant, I don't even remember what it's called, some Little Miss something. I actually met Miss California at the time. And she was just super articulate, and she was just really down to earth. And that just made me realize, whatever you're doing, I want to do that too. So I was sold from that moment.
So I was sold. But I like how you said intelligence, know what you're talking about.
Right.
Because we all watch TV, TLC, and we see all these little Miss Tiaras and can you please let the audience and everybody else know that it's not always like that?
Right. So particularly in our pageant system, those, toddlers and tiaras and some of those, unlabeled, undisclosed glitz pageants, that's not really what Minnesota is about. The majority of Minnesota pageants are really about wholesome pageantry. So most of us don't allow girls under 12 to even wear makeup. So that's what I really enjoy, is that really when you're young, particularly, I say young people have like a natural glow. Like, you haven't even hit puberty yet, so you're pretty cute on your own.
Exactly.
So that's what our pageant, particularly our princess category, is more about. Maybe you want to fix your hair and put some gel in, to keep things where they should be, but we really just want to see who you are and what you're providing as an individual. We don't need all the extra, packaging.
Okay.
It's a good thing. I know we have you, the reigning Miss Black Minnesota 2013. We're going to talk to you a little bit because we're talking to Tiffany, but I want us to go to a video when we get back. We're going to talk to you personally to get some information, because I know she's been doing it, like she said, when she was little. I don't know how long you've been doing it, but hopefully we can get you a part and get your story. Sure. So we're going to go to a video, and this video is from, I think it's from Guinea. Our producer was trying to get, we try to play video from all over the world, you know what I mean? And like I said, if you're an artist out there and you want your video to be played on Star Nation TV, submit. That's all you have to do. Just submit. Go on starnationtv.com and submit your video. We gonna play it. Because sometimes my co-hosts always bother me like, why aren't we getting video from here, from there? I'm like, they need to submit it. So if you submit your video, we gonna play it. And most of the guys that submitting a video are international artists, like from Europe, from all over. So we play their videos, so don't get mad at me.
I'm not getting mad, I'm just wondering.
Okay, there's a group of guys called themselves Big J Free, and they're from Guinea. Watch this video, I hope you guys like it. And when we come back, our conversation, we're just getting started. We got a lot to learn from me personally, because I've never been to a pageant, so I have to ask a lot of questions. So when I leave from here, I can't have that thought that, oh, I'm just gonna watch pretty women. No.
He's still probably gonna be like, oh, she's cute.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. Wait a minute, let me know. Most guys that watch it, that's what we think. Oh, I'm gonna watch a pretty girl just walk.
That's it, isn't it?
There's a lot that go behind it. So, I can learn today. So
okay. We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning. So we'll be right back.
We'll be back.
When we come back, our guest is still in the building. Watch this video.
Hey gros, t'es prêt ou quoi? Hey mané, faut te saper, on va y aller là. Ok. On est bien. Ok. Tonight c'est VIP, ma soirée prestige. Costard, cravate, on se l'inflige. Où sont mes gentlemen, mes ladies dans la place? Ce soir tout est permis, viens à l'arrache. Mais Woodbourne, streetwear, que de la classe, ouais. On s'enjaille, tout le monde est frais. Mondaï, Free Paris, savent tous les vrais. Tout le monde se lâche, par le gars Shrek. L'ambiance est hot boy, DJ pompe le son. Tout n'est pas de stress, vas-y y'a que du bon. Bouge tes pas, remue tes hanches. Lady, laisse venir le volant.
Chaque week-end, c'est du son au maxi. Chacun colle son baby jusqu'à minuit. Au-delà de minuit, ici, il y a des VIP. Il y a des groupies aussi, il y a des D et Judy. Imagine tout ce qui te satisfait, des gâteries de me faire exciter. Imagine-toi sur les projecteurs, t'es satisfait ou remboursé.
d'accord, ma Guinée vaut de l'or. On vire à tribord, ladies à bâbord. Ma teuf c'est hot rec délicieuse, elle dévore. Avec une bête de taf, chaque soir tu enjoy. Belle caisse, belle meuf, reste there chilling. Beau gosse, tel boss, vas-y au feeling. Fais du Halden, go non-stop. Well then, conjury, make them pop.
Quand on atterrit, plus rien ne va plus. On parle d'ici. Parfumé Paco Rabanne, Uzi chez Gucci. Mille I enjoy it. Baku Soli Joy, Baku Soli Joy, Baku Soli Joy. On est bébé. Baku Soli Joy, Baku Soli Joy, Baku Soli Joy. On est bébé. Eh, bébé, c'est quoi la même? Abbas, la soirée a été longue. Le rabat majeur. Ahmed Kaba, bien grand. Fatigué.
Welcome back to Star Nation TV. Miss Tiffany. Okay, so before we go into our Miss Black USA 2013, Minnesota, I'm sorry. Can we go more into the history of it?
Of the whole pageant thing.
Yes, so there's really two histories. One is actually the Miss Black USA organization. And they were founded actually back in 1987, and the CEO and executive director, Karen Arrington, actually wanted to start a pageant that was culturally specific for women of color. So traditionally, you know, there's tons of pageants out there, Miss America, Miss USA, but as you imagine, like many things in our culture, women of color weren't accessing that as often or being as successful. So she saw an opportunity to start an organization that specifically provided a scholarship pageant for, you know, African American women. So people always ask, you know, why Black? Mm-hmm. And she really saw that we were covering all women of African descent. So I tell people kind of, you know, the one drop rule, you know, African Latina, Afro-Asian, African American, kind of whatever you are in the African diaspora, we acknowledge as part of this pageant. So that's the one part for Miss Black USA. We hold a license for Minnesota. And then there's Miss Black Minnesota program, like our overall nonprofit for Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I founded that because I really saw there was a need in both the African and African American communities in Minnesota to have, you know, youth development and scholarship opportunities specifically for our African and African American women.
Okay. What are the opportunities besides just scholarships? Miss Crystal here is going to have to take with her as she carries that beautiful crown.
Well, she's carrying it right now, so I think we can ask her, and she can tell her what are some of the opportunities. I mean, she can tell us.
That is true. Yeah. Why don't we ask her, Miss Crystal? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me put you on the spot a little.
Yeah. I think a lot of the opportunities have really just been being really active in the community. I've taken that on personally as something I've really wanted to accomplish this year, is getting out and doing as much in the community as I can. So I've worked with various organizations like the Rondo Days organization, the Sane Foundation, just to be able to show other young women and to show people in the community that our program is successful, that we are doing great things, especially for women of color. And that's been something that's been really important to me throughout my year of reigning, has been really being active in the community and also hopefully encouraging other young women of color to come to this program and to be a part of this program, whether it is as a contestant or as a reigning queen some year.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question that I asked her previously. Mm-hmm. Why this pageant? Why did you decide to be a part of this pageant?
And that's a really funny question, because at the time that I decided to do Miss Black Minnesota was a time in my life where I was thinking I was ready to transition away from doing pageantry. Like Tiffany, I'd been competing in pageants for a while. I think I did my first one when I was about 16, and competed in a lot of the mainstream pageants and really did find some success in those pageants. But when thinking about doing Miss Black Minnesota, it seemed like a very different thing that, because of my background, I could really make a difference inside of one specific community, and that's what really drew me to the pageant. And also because of what it was judged on, what it was based on. I really liked that it was based on talent most of all, because I do think that it's really important that not only are young women in pageants, you know, on stage and able to speak, but that they do cultivate a skill, whether that is through music, whether it is through poetry, whether it is through dance, and that was something that was really important to me. And I also really liked that it had an aspect of physical fitness. I think after I finished college, that's something that's been more and more important to me as I've grown older is just being physically fit. So I really appreciated that this pageant had that kind of system with it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You know, one thing I noticed. Last night I tried to do some of my homework because I, like I said,
you did do some.
a little bit. You know, one thing that I noticed is like, because I'm a guy, like I said previously, we just sit back and see pretty women walking down a stage. But one thing I noticed that most of the girls that partake in this program, in Miss Africa, Miss USA, whatever pageant, and the one thing that I like about it is the educational background. You know, every one of them are very articulate. They're very smart. And so when you listen to a pretty girl and smart at the same time, and we men, we get a little intimidated, but that's a good thing. You know, and that's one thing that you know, a smart and beautiful woman is something that, you know, a man, you know, you got something to show. I'm just kidding. But it's a good thing, you know, so, and it kind of puzzled me a little bit that we as men think like that, but I did my homework, and I know there are a lot of people that didn't do their homework. So what would you say to someone who don't know nothing about this pageant? What are some of the benefits? What are some of the good side that people don't know, the stigma people have on pageant? What can you tell them right now?
I think the biggest benefit of doing a pageant, and I can say this very honestly, I have very rarely walked into a job interview and not gotten a job. And that is because of my training in pageantry. Because I can walk into a situation and have a conversation with people that I don't know as if I've known you my whole life. And I mean, and that is a skill, you know, you do that so many times. And my first pageant interview competition was probably not very good. And because I've been able to work on that skill and work on how to come up with answers quickly and on the spot, I've been really successful in finding jobs after because of that kind of training. I think I've seen, especially in my younger sister who also does pageants, her confidence has grown exponentially. The first pageant she did, I mean, she was miserable, she was crying, she didn't want to talk to anyone, she didn't want to make any friends. And now she, you know, she judges, she competes in very different types of pageants, and she's always successful. And I think that those are the two big things that I've really appreciated and taken away from pageantry is that ability to be able to just communicate and connect with people, as well as that ability to build confidence and to know that I can go into any situation and feel good and secure in myself.
Okay, so this is for both of you, okay? I know you started at 16 and you started at 6. Did you guys have like a coach? Because
good question.
You gotta have that one person behind you who's just on you 24/7, want this to be perfect. Like, this woman have to be perfect. Because when you see pageantry, you see perfection. That's what I see when I see pageantry. I see all these women beautiful, physique is right, and yeah, like you said, the brain is tight. So, did you have a coach from the age of 16 and 6? Did you guys have anyone behind you?
Well, I mean, so now I have an awesome network. My pageant family and my professional pageant friends, and they probably hate that I tell people this, but I have never been coached before.
Oh, wow.
And I have a mother that really doesn't know a ton about pageantry. She's just, I tell people that she's the #1 fan, so she's like my super fan in life. Anything that I wanted, she was just there supporting me, and she's, like my #1 entourage, my groupie. But I did a lot of researching on my own, and I took pageantry just like some people take sports. You know, you have to immerse yourself. So I YouTubed, I Googled, I watched videos, anything that was on TV, I researched it. But with that being said, now I do coach. So Miss Black Minnesota, we offer free open coaching sessions, because just like any good sport, you do well with that support system or with like those insider tips. You know, even NFL players still have, their trainers, because you do need that person to push you farther. So I'm not against coaching. I think I probably could have done even better with the right coach probably, but I would just want girls to know you can do it without coaching, because I did.
There are some people out there who don't have that opportunity, like yourself. Right. And how can you aim high if you don't have yourself as a coach?
Right.
You gotta start somewhere.
Coaching can be expensive. I mean, in Minnesota, people always ask me, it ranges between like $25 and $200 an hour. You know, so the fact that our program, I want our scholarship program to really be focused on just that, accessing education. That's why we made our coaching sessions free. So you have the access to all of those skills without having to worry about money.
Okay. So my question is to you. when you got into this Miss Black Minnesota? I know sometimes when you come in something, you be like, oh, I love doing this and I like what people do, but sometimes when you get in there, there's some obstacles that you face. What are some of the obstacles when you try to tell your family? Because I know something you're trying to tell your family, I'm trying to do it, they be like, girl, please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are some of the obstacles that you face when you decide to be a part of this whole pageant thing?
Well, my family has always been very supportive in pageantry, just like with your question. I think my family has been my biggest support system, and anytime, you know, one of us, my sister or I, wants to do a pageant, my mom and everybody else will be like, okay, let's go for it. I think some of the obstacles, especially with this title, I think have just been preparing to go to national. So I just recently got back from Miss Black USA. I was out in DC for a week and I ended up being the first runner-up, so I did very well. But that was a challenge because in the middle of getting ready for Miss Black USA, I was also finishing up my AmeriCorps term of service. I was transitioning into a new job and I was directing a musical at a children's theater. So I was doing a lot of different things, also preparing for this very huge and wonderful job opportunity out in DC. So I think that was my biggest obstacles, having to juggle that in real life as, a 24-year-old. I can't just, do pageant all the time. I have to go to work and I have to pay my bills and do all of those things while also preparing for that national competition. So
are you out of school or are you in school yet?
I graduated from the University of Minnesota in the spring of 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's good then.
Why don't we take a break?
Yeah, we're going to go to a video.
Take a break and come back, and when we get back, I want that cute little girl.
She's waiting.
The cutest little girl out here, so that way everybody else can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, definitely. We can do that.
Okay, so let's go to your video.
Yeah, let's go to another video from this guy. He called himself Naughty Nathan, featuring Karen.
Really?
Yeah. And believe me, that's how he called himself. But he's from Uganda, so he's hey, I didn't give him that name. He gave himself that name. So you guys can watch that video, and when we come back, our guest will still be in the building, and we're gonna have an additional member, an additional guest, I can say, on this show. Believe me, my co-host can't wait. We'll talk to her a little bit. Hopefully, she can give us some info that we, maybe the grown-up don't want to ask.
Exactly.
But we'll be right back. You guys have fun.
Hey yo, DJ, unamazina kwekule makwekule. Me love the way she whining. She got the perfect timing. Nothing Nathan. Yeah, me loving the way you winding, you turning me on. Way you move, you dancing on me hard and strong. You make me wanna hold you close all night long, night long. So bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Let me see you bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me.
The way you're watching me dance, I'm feeling naughty. You're making me dance, can say they go petty. I'll be waiting for you after the party. Come into my room, we get so dirty. Corner, music, boy, you same all. I got a body like a bottle of Coca-Cola. I'm a right up wine, yeah, man, you check cola.
Move clap up with your younger dollar. Tick tock, baby, on your waist. Like ding dong, push it up, gal, big ola. Back it up now, spin it like a satellite dish. Bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Let me see you bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Girl, you dancing, me touching your body, you feeling naughty, you like to party. Ha, suck at them. Girl, you dancing, me touching your body, you feeling naughty, you like to party. You such a cute arty, like I'm a spotty. You know say every girl them a envy your body, you know say, and every man wanna dance with me spotty. Enough said, girl, I wanna make you feel it, make you squeeze it. Dig it, can you please seize me? Your name on the news like Genevieve. You hit me like a fuse electricity. Boom,
tick tock, me want my waist like ding dong, press it up back, send me that. Back it up, spin me like a satellite dish.
Bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Let me see you bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Girl, I love the way you whine, I love the way you smile, I love the way you drive me crazy.
I love the way you smile, I
Bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Let me see you bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, wiggle it, wind it, bounce it, twist it, shake it, girl, push up your body on me. Well, it's a boy Nancy Nathan in the building, alongside Carol. Good enough urban records, you don't want to say. Yeah, crazy girl and bounce it. It's how we roll, you know. Yeah. Louder when she whining.
Welcome back to Star Nation TV. We're still in the building with Miss Tiffany and Miss Crystal.
Yeah.
Daddy Rich.
Yeah.
I know you're kind of intimidated right now.
No, I don't know where you're coming from with that one. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Come on, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know me a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
But I'm excited, and I know my co-host is cheesy right now because this is what he likes in a room full of beautiful women.
Do you always have to put me on blast? But I'm okay with that.
But so just so we know how to follow you guys,
Right.
okay? Because I know he would love to come to the next one.
Not love, I will be there. Let's just get it right. I will be there. You guys don't see me there, there's something wrong somewhere, but I will be there. But let's talk about this year.
Yeah, this year.
Man.
So you won 2013.
Yes.
Do you guys have 2014 happening this year?
Yes.
Okay. Do you wanna?
So you want to give them more information about it, and is it late for people to be how can people be a part of this year? That's what I want to know, and explain a little bit about this year pageant.
Well, it's a little late to be a contestant,
Okay.
just because I am the director and that's a lot to coordinate.
Yeah.
But we're always accepting volunteers. So actually this week we'll be posting up on our website, which is just www.missblackminnesota.org, and is all the information that we have volunteer slots. So we do only accept women backstage, but we do need women backstage helping girls, zip and tuck and just make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to go. So we're taking volunteers for backstage, as well as just helping out with some of the other, intricate details of pageant weekend. So we have people help, facilitate our interviews, and we are actually currently vetting for our judges. So we have 3 of our 5 judges, handpicked, and they're ready to go. But we are still confirming 2 of our judges, so there's opportunities for that as well. But most importantly, it is this September 8th.
Okay.
So we will be crowning Miss Black Minnesota USA, Miss Talented Teen and Princess on September 8th, 2013, and then they get to reign for all of 2014.
Where is this event taking place?
Great question also. Actually, not too far from where we are right now.
Okay.
It's going to be held at Cooper High School in New Hope, so part of the Robbinsdale School District. I happen to work there, so they're awesome supporters of all the programming that we do, and that's where we piloted our youth development programs. But it will actually be at Cooper High School Auditorium on August 8th at 5 p.m., so everybody get ready. We have lovely makeup and hair artists that sponsor and do hair and makeup for free. And then you also asked earlier about, what are some benefits, and the prize package this year is actually pretty amazing. We have 2 modeling agencies in Minnesota this year that will be offering modeling contracts to the winners for this year. Crystal actually graduated from the modeling program already, but actually the winners also get a scholarship to the Premier School of Modeling and Self-Improvement, so a lot of girls get into modeling that way. And as well as, photo shoots. These girls actually haven't even finished their photo shoots this year because we've been so busy, but they still get a photo shoot. So there's a lot of opportunities for travel. Crystal just got back from Washington, D.C., so there's amazing opportunities, but right now we're really just looking for volunteers, of course, and then we just need people's, support. So we just need people to come out to the pageant, actually, and support the young ladies that are there. The auditorium seats 800 people, so we want 800 people there.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So how many contestants do you guys normally get?
Last year we actually had 8, and this year we have 13.
Oh wow!
And
so it's growing.
It's growing. Ideally, we could really serve up to like 100 girls, and that's my goal. So with, gaining more funders and donors and support, just community support, we want to make the pageant basically free for people to to participate in the future. We'd love for it to be free for girls to participate and have as many girls as possible. So, the sky is really the limit for what I'm willing to coordinate for Minnesota girls.
I meant to ask this question previously, but I forgot, and it just came to my mind. When you guys started, when you started this whole pageant, this Miss Black Minnesota, can you give a little history of that, so we can know? Because, like you're saying, it's growing. So maybe when you started it was less, or maybe it was just you. I know when you start something, it's kind of a little hard, but as time go by, it gets better. So when did you start this whole thing?
So Miss Black Minnesota, actually, the pageant side has been directed by a few different directors over the past 20 years.
Okay.
But I actually just took over last April, so April 2012. Okay. And it is slow going because, you're looking for funders and sponsors, and, people don't maybe know who you are. And thankfully I have an awesome, like I said, pageant family. So on the pageant prize side of things, we're not struggling at all. We have tons of prizes and awesome opportunities for our girls. But really just funding. I mean, who doesn't need more money? So, but with that being said, we're expedited. We are a 501c3. So we're a tax deductible nonprofit organization.
Okay.
We got that in February. And with that being said, we've started making some awesome partnerships with people like the Minnesota Lynx and, the Santa Foundation and other people, so that, and General Mills hopefully will be a funder in the future. So we're really just looking to kind of explode for 2014 now that we're officially a nonprofit, and we just did that to really hope to make us a more legitimized organization for Minnesota and let people know we're really here to make it accessible and about education for young ladies.
Okay, so I know Crystal just went and compete for the Miss Black USA.
She did amazing.
Amazing. Coming in first runner up, that's really good. Congratulations, by the way. And then, is it all 50 states that get to compete, or is it just several states that comes up with the Miss Black title?
It's several states. So this year there were not all 50 states represented. There were 25 of us, but it's really just the states that have a program, like Minnesota has a program, other states like Texas, Georgia, they have programs. And then if there's a girl in a state that really just wants the opportunity and wants to represent her state as the title, she can apply directly to nationals as an at-large contestant and go that way too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Interesting.
So my question to you, what would you say to someone who's watching the show right now, a female sitting down and don't have no clue how to be a part of what you guys are doing? And I know you might need another female next year, because you said the registration is closed, but you might need girls next year. And there are some girls that I know in their mind, they might say, I can do this, but it needs somebody to give them a little push. What would you say to a girl who's sitting watching right now and want to be a part of it? What kind of advice can you give that person?
Well, I just answered this phone call last night, actually. So driving home I really encourage you to come to our state pageant this year. The best way to see if this is for you, if you get that little tingle in your stomach, would be just come watch the state pageant and see what you think about it. Because I'm very structured. Okay, so it's not going to change a lot for next year, because I kind of have my production manual down. So for those of you who are thinking about wanting to actually compete and be a contestant, come watch our state pageant on September 8th and see if that's what's for you. And then even more is we have meet and greets throughout the year, so you can meet the reigning queens and come, enjoy activities with us. And usually Crystal's pretty much sold most of the girls this year, because they get to see, how intelligent she is, and she is amazingly articulate. I brag on her. I hope I don't embarrass you, but she got a perfect at our state pageant in interview. So in the area of, interviewing and being articulate, she's an awesome role model for that. And so just come meet our queens, come meet us. My board members are almost always at our activities. One of our board members was at the Lynx game with us last night. And so just come experience some of the activities with us and just see if that's for you. Because sometimes it's not for you, and I understand, but most of the time you're sold. Usually like, oh, let's give it a try. So we just come enjoy some activities with us and see if that's, something that you're interested in doing.
Okay, so I know you just mentioned a little tingling in the stomach. I have to ask, Crystal, what was the first feeling that just ran through you when your name just come on, when they shout out your name, like, oh yeah, you're the winner, da da da. What was that feeling? You know, it's a different feeling, I'm sure.
I mean, honestly, I was really surprised. I mean, you know, some people will say, well, Crystal, there were 5 girls, but we had 5 really amazing girls. And I think it was a little bit of shock and also a little bit of like, yes, I did it, you know, because as you compete and get ready for pageants, you work so hard to prepare yourself, you know, whether it is through getting ready for interview, making sure that you have the right outfits together. And so to like finally be acknowledged for that preparation, and it really is preparation. Like Tiffany said, it's a sport. It really truly is a sport. It's preparing. It's not so much getting on stage and looking beautiful. It's preparing your mind, your body, your spirit to be able to perform your best self. So to be recognized for being able to perform the best version of me was just, it was a really spectacular feeling.
And
so.
I like how you said that it's a sport, because it's stressful, I'm sure, to get prepared. So you just have to strengthen yourself, it seems like. You have to really face this and say, this is it. It's not you judging you anymore. It's people looking at you and saying whether or not you're it.
Yep.
How is that feeling? Feeling like you're being judged by somebody to compete about whether or not you're beautiful or you're smart. What is that feeling like?
You know, it's hard, and sometimes, especially getting ready for nationals and seeing, I mean, because at nationals, and I'm so blessed to have been first runner-up, and the group of women at nationals were incredible. And so how a judge will, you know, distinguish between you and somebody else, you really have no idea. And what I kept coming back to is I'm not competing with anybody else, and I'm not trying to make them like me actively, because then I'll come off as being too, you know, fake or too something. It's just really truly being myself and knowing that in my own head that I am good enough, and trying to exude that kind of confidence to them so that hopefully they see it, because you can't control. I mean, I wore a red dress at nationals. They could have hated the color red and not scored me high. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's really little things like that. So it's really truly saying, you know what, even though a lot of these girls are going to be in white and gold dresses, I love red. I'm going to wear red, and hopefully the judges will see that I'm in a color that I really love, and that is what will push me through. It's really just being myself and continuing to perform my best self.
So another question for you. I know you the reigning Miss Minnesota Black right now, but there are some girls that competed with you and didn't win. They came second, running up, maybe second place, third place. Maybe sometime I know you did come second or third place. So
many times, many times.
What would you tell a person that partake in the same program? And because I know some girls, not only girls, men, girls, some of us have low self-esteem. And if we don't come out to be the winner, we sit back, cry, and try to do everything to ourselves, why I didn't win that. But what can you tell a person who didn't?
What a timely question, because I need to start telling this type of thing to myself as well. And honestly, all I can say is that if you've tried your best and you've done everything you think you could have done to do well, then you have to let go and let God. Because ultimately, there is a higher power somewhere that's saying this is where what direction your life is going to go in, and whether it is your time to hold the title of Miss Black Minnesota or Miss Black USA, or if it's not, something else is going to come along that's going to be good. And it's hard to see it like in that moment right now, like as first runner up, like being so close to being Miss Black USA, it's hard. But I also have to, you know, have reassurance in my mind that it just wasn't meant to be, and that the person who is Miss Black USA is going to be phenomenal, because any one of the women I competed with would have been phenomenal. So I would say that to just any contestant in any pageant who comes up, you know, as a first or second or third or fourth runner-up, that as long as you know you did your best, and if the judges recognize it enough for you to have been first or second or third or fourth runner-up, to be happy with that. And that's something I need to, you know, practice what I preach to, and I'm trying very hard. So, but it's true.
Try again.
Yeah.
So
that was my next question. Do you have the opportunity to go again?
So on the state level, yes. On the national level, you are only able to compete and hold a state title once in each age category. So Crystal couldn't be Miss Black Minnesota USA again. And I'm sure there's a lot of young ladies who are very thankful for that. But you know, if Crystal moved to another state, you can actually hold a different state title twice. You could technically go to nationals twice under 2 different state titles is how this particular pageant works. But on the state level, we had some amazing girls, and we always do. Minnesota's really known for developing the whole mind, body, and spirit. And so we always have amazing girls, and it was pretty close last year. But what I would say is try again. And we always give our girls their scores back, so you can see. And I always direct our judges, I don't ever want to see on a comment sheet just looked good. No, like I need feedback for someone to develop. So didn't answer questions fully, or her dress was too short. It was really simple, but it was distracting. Or, you know, give me solid feedback so these girls can develop themselves, so they can do better in the future. If you really, you know, were first or second runner-up and you like the experience and you think this is something I should do again, like Crystal said, maybe this year wasn't your year, but maybe the next year is. So I always encourage girls, just like anything, pageants, like any other sport, you know, maybe you didn't win track state this year, but you might win track state next year if you keep trying. So I would just say try again. Like anything worth, you know, having in life, it's worth working towards. So I definitely encourage people to try again.
Okay, so before we go to a video, I want to ask this question because it might just run out of my head. I know you're kind of busy right now. What are some of the things, what are some of the benefits, what are some of the good side of being the winner of this pageant? How busy and how productive are you in the community? Because you know, sometimes I know pageant, if you win it, you have to go out there. To do some,
you're nonstop.
You know, so
You're just on the
how
go.
busy are you right now? And first of all, before you even answer that question, we are happy that you took your busy schedule and come up over here to interview with us. So
thank you.
And, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
How busy are you right now?
You know, the whole year has been really busy. I think something that I really committed to myself when I won this title was to really use it and to really do as much as I could. At the beginning of my reign, I wanted to at least make sure I was doing 3 to 4 appearances every month. And you know, there was like the month of February, actually from January until March, I think I did an appearance every weekend. So I've been really busy. I think even just coming back from nationals, we had a couple of events, the Rondo days before. I went to nationals, got back this past Tuesday, and then was at the Lynx game yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I'm here to this morning. I'm going to be at a pageant tonight. So I like to be busy. It's weird now to like not to be kind of winding down in this, because I'm kind of thinking, oh gosh, what am I going to do now? I've got so much more time on my hands, and I like to be busy. So I've been really busy, but it's been good busy. It's always been events that I've really enjoyed being at, and I've really enjoyed the whole experience. So.
Okay,
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go to a break and then we'll be back.
And I have to ask about how does it feel carrying that thing on your head?
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's shiny. Wonderful. So yeah, let's go to a video and
yeah, we're gonna go to a video. This video is from Sierra Leone.
Oh.
I'm busy.
Yay.
And I know you're gonna be excited because you like something from Sierra Leone.
Don't judge me. I like my people to get out there and do things like this.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're gonna like this video.
What is the name of it?
Busy featuring Kelly Henson. Remember that name? I try to get that name. You know, African name are so hard sometimes. I'm busy. So sometimes I get myself a little cut up, but hopefully.
Sorry, you guys. We have a thing here. I always get on him because our producer is he's Guinean.
He's a French person.
And he speaks French. And most of the time, the names he comes up with are French names. Mind you, I'm Sierra Leonean. Yeah. They speak French in my country, not me. And we have a Liberian. They don't speak French
at all.
So let's go to the video.
So the name, sometimes we have to ask him, what is it? And he wants us to pronounce it the right way. So hopefully you guys can like
be here every now and
this
then.
video. His name is Busy, and if I'm getting the name wrong, I'm sorry. But like this video, we'll come back. Our guests are still in the building, and we're gonna get a little. I want to get a little personal, a little bit.
Really?
So hopefully, because I'm looking at something that's glittering from Tiffany hands, and I want to ask a little question about that. So we're gonna get a little personal because I know we know a little
Fellas.
bit about it. Yeah, my personal question, and I wrote it down, but hopefully it can come through my head. And we'll be right back after this video.
Alongside Kelly Handsome, Cyril on Niger combination. Oh yeah, she must be from Freetown, but she come from old the shape of her front and her backside, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
The way you walking down the streets make me wanna move. When you do what you do, make me wanna move.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. The way that she whining and do, well, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
Excuse me, slow walk, I wanna talk to you. Where you from, what you do, wanna know, baby. I wanna know, baby. I wanna tempt you to touch you. Your beauty just make me wanna rush you. Anywhere you want it, girl, just let me know, babe. Take you all around, girl. Make you see the world, girl. The way you wind up your boom boom, make me wanna take you up to my room. Girl, relax, let's make fine tune. Tonight you the bride, I'm the groom. Girl, relax, let's make fine tune. You make me wanna take you up to my room. Licky, 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 licky ice cream, girl. The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. By the shape of her front and her backside, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. The way that she whining her tumble, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown. Baby girl, wind up your tumba. As the club speakers go boomba. I say your backside is speaking my lingua. Getting me high at ganja. Girl, I love the way you winding up your waist. Man a bad man, me not get time to waste. Take me to my bedroom, make I show you something, please. Bring your leaves over here, I like to take a kiss. Girl, I don't really care if you can't do this party with your boyfriend. As long as you're feeling the boy and I'm feeling the girl, me I know sin. I can see it in your eyes that you're naughty and you're flirty, but you're sexy. I like it and I know you like it too. So let's be about it.
The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. By the shape of her front and her backside, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. The way that she whining her tumble, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
My God, girl, you too bad. Oh no, girl, you too bad.
She must be from
My God, girl, you too bad. Oh no, girl, you too bad.
She must be from
Girl, the way you flex, you make a man vex. Anyway you look, you dress to impress. Come join me, I'm a king among the rest. No need to worry, not a girl contest, girl. Anyways, just let me know, girl. You make me wanna take you up to my room. Make it licky, licky, licky ice cream, girl. The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. By the shape of her front and her backside, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
The way you walking down the streets make me wanna go. When you do what you do, make me wanna go.
She's just a bad girl from Sierra Leone. The way that she whining her tumble, you can tell where she's from. She must be from Freetown.
Welcome back to Star Nation TV. Miss Tiffany, can you please introduce my beautiful, I want the camera to take a look at her. She is too cute.
This is Miss Black Minnesota USA Princess 2013, Tanessa Moore.
Oh.
And Tanessa actually can tell you how old she is.
7.
Are you 7? You are beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, is this your first pageant?
I can't remember the name that I did last one, but I did, I think, Dreamgirls, and then I'm doing this one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, I need to stop having my little mommy moments. But you are too cute. Are you really excited about the whole pageant? Do you love doing it? Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Is your mom in here, right? That's your mom in behind the camera, right? Let's just talk a little. She's not listening. Did she push you around a little bit when it comes to the passion? Like, you gotta get ready. It's time when you're trying to take a little nap.
Well, a little bit, but not a lot.
Oh, okay,
Not a lot.
Okay.
Do you push
now
yourself?
you push her around. Do you push her around? Let me turn it around. Do you push her around when it's time for you to go for your pageant?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
So, Miss Tiffany, how did you guys come about with the princesses?
The national pageant actually started doing like a princess ambassador program about 3 years ago, but the princess doesn't compete at the national pageant. So we decided to kind of add that to our program and allow little girls to actually compete at state to be the ambassador for the year. And last year we actually didn't have any girls compete, so Tanessa's mom was so supportive of the program because Tanessa had actually competed in the past. I think she was first runner-up like 2011 actually, and so they approached and wanted to be the ambassadors for this year. So that's how Tanessa became our awesome princess. I couldn't ask for a better princess actually. She is going to be performing here shortly at the state fair even, so she even has her own talents of her own. So we are really lucky to have really talented, involved in the community ambassadors even at age 7.
So what are you gonna do at the state fair?
Tap dance, and the song's gonna be Annie.
Oh, interesting. Tap dance. How did you learn that?
My mom, she found a tap dance class that I really wanted to do it, and the dance was Annie, and I learned it. Then I had to practice it again, and I did a talent show to show everyone it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, Miss Tiffany, what are some of the qualifications for the Miss Princess? Is this Princess? Miss Princess, right? That's how you call it? Okay, just trying to get it right.
And theirs are really a little bit easier as long as you're between the age of 5 and 10 and you're enrolled in school, which is really state law, so hopefully you're enrolled in school. But if you're between the age of 5 and 10 and you're enrolled in school, you're pretty much eligible. So at that point, we do encourage community involvement as well. That's a plus side to things. But the princess for the state pageant is actually only the interview and evening gown, and talent is optional. So, Tanessa's just doing more up and above and beyond by having the talent and doing all of the community service events with us. So, like I said, she's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
And how many kids partaking as part of their program? How many kids?
This year we have 5 princesses actually doing the princess component of the pageant, but our youth development program actually that we launched in Robbinsdale had 14 girls, and Robbinsdale is expanding our youth development program, so we'll actually be serving somewhere between 30 and 60 girls in our youth development program. But in the pageant, we're serving 5 awesome princesses, and Tanessa's met, I think, 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. Tanessa, what do you like about being a princess?
It's fun. We do things, we dance, and we win. We get crowns that we win. I just like it when we get to dance all the time.
I like dancing too, but I can, so it's a good thing.
So, you know what? You should probably teach Daddy each year how to
I like
dance.
to dance, but I can, so that's mine. I got 2 left foot. That's what people call me.
Can I hire you for that? I think he needs to learn. I mean, I need to learn too, but he really needs to learn.
So, Miss Tiffany, I mean, first of all, I didn't even know you had this part of your pageant. And I've seen the little pageant with the kids and the mom, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah, it does take a lot. How do you cope with dealing? I mean, the adult, and the young adult, they're okay. They can understand if you tell a female who's 20 years old, okay, this is right, this is wrong. But with the little ones, you can't. You tell them it's like, okay, it just pass through the ear and they do the same thing. How do you cope to keeping everything organized and neat? How did you do that? Because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I am all about being organized and neat, so Crystal can tell you that for the most part. Actually, I'm very upfront with parents. So at any of the coaching sessions, I kind of have a no feedback kind of policy. So we're kind of anti-pageant mom, the stereotype. If you're really coming to our coaching sessions and we're telling you what's going to help your daughter, be not only the best pageant contestant, but really just the best individual. So we really stress interview as a life skill as well as a pageant skill. Then we're going to need you to take that feedback. So we really discourage, any over-the-top personalities and all of that. So, I've had a really good experience. I've been lucky so far. We kind of kept the pageant moms to a minimum. But the key with young ladies is you'd be surprised that they take direction really well when it's something they're interested in.
Okay.
So, you know, Tanessa, in practicing her pretty feet, she'll let you stand there and mess with her feet for 10 minutes if you need to, and because it's something she wants to do and she's interested in. So that's my experience with the princesses, is that, you know, they actually take direction a lot better than you'd think, especially when it comes to them being in pretty dresses and, you know, getting to show people how cute they are. They usually do okay.
Speaking about how cute, I'm sorry, can I mention it now?
Go ahead.
That ring.
Oh. Yeah.
That ring. Okay, are we gonna get a little details about?
So what do you want to know?
Who's the lucky guy?
Now that she asked.
Like, I want to know who's the. I would just go there. Who's the luck? Man, you're lucky. Who is he? I mean, are you engaged, about to get married, or just
I am engaged, about to get married, and a little, I think, lunacy behind this is our state pageant's in September, and we're getting married in October.
Okay.
Oh Lord!
So we're back-to-back events. But thank you for saying he's lucky to have me. But I really say I'm lucky to have him. He's my #1 supporter, and as he would crack jokes, he's, you know, one of our #1 donors. So he's very supportive, you know, emotionally and financially in all the things that I'm doing. But the engagement itself is special. It was the first pageant I directed, and it was a wonderful day. I was really, you know, excited for Crystal and all of the girls, but he actually came on stage afterwards. I thought he was just, you know, acknowledging how awesome of a director I was, but he actually proposed on stage at the end of the pageant. So, you know, we have it all on tape, and it was pretty awesome.
He's a brave guy too.
I know.
Yeah, it's about, you know, somewhere between 250 and 300 people. So, you know, he stepped out on a limb to do it big.
I mean, since we're getting a little personal, this question is for both of you. How, because I know personal life, we all have our own personal life, regardless of what job we are in. How is it with doing the pageant thing? Because, you know, we men, you know, we kind of a little jealous of my girl to just walk in. A lot of men looking at her. And if you tell them I'm going for a rehearsal, they look at you like something. How is it coping with your personal life, with family, maybe if you have someone in your life, and doing this pageant thing? How is it? How the both worlds collide with each other, being, you know, telling your fiance or friend or family that I have to do this. How did you cope with the both?
I think I've coped with that by not having any friend or fiance in my life. You know, honestly, it's just, there is not time. You know, I found that truly in my life right now, at the place where I'm at and the things that I want to be doing, that there's just not a lot of time. And my family is always really supportive. I mean, if you go to my house right now, probably nobody's home because we're all doing different things and we're all really busy. And, you know, if I need to ride somewhere, if I need to pick my sister up, you know, we'll all work together to make it happen. But it's really busy. It's really busy. But I think I've got a really wonderful group of friends who've always been really supportive, you know, who were calling me and texting me, especially while I was in DC, to wish me good luck, and who, even though I've been kind of anti, like, wanting to talk about nationals for a little bit, have been really wonderful and supportive and congratulating me on, you know, first runner-up. And I have a really spectacular family, and I will say it and say it and say it. They truly are my dream team, the people that I always want around me when I'm doing pageants. We do it because it's fun, not so much because of competition. But it is busy. It's a big sacrifice of time. Sometimes of, like, free time is what I miss. I miss, like, just watching TV or just going to a restaurant and eating. So it's those kinds of sacrifices, but it's worth it to me. So.
What about you? I mean, I know you talk about your fiance a little bit.
He is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I have to say that. And since I've been an adult, I say I'm like a serial monogamist. So I guess, you know, I'm kind of always in a relationship, and I've been with my fiance for a really long time. And with, I think, dating any power woman, that's kind of the best term I can come up with is I'm always doing something, and something's usually about 50 things. So to be able to date and be in a relationship with somebody who's constantly moving, I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but it's definitely, they know they're first, but they're really like second and third, so they just really support everything that, you know, you're doing. So, you know, my fiance is really supportive, and he doesn't feel neglected when I'm gone, 90% of the time. So he just knows when it's his time, like that is his time.
Okay.
And so a lot of the times, someone might ask me last minute to do an event, and I might turn it down because, this is the one date night we get in the next 3 weeks, and that's really important to me. So, we cherish the time that we have, but like Crystal said, I have a really supportive family. I worked all the way while going to college, and they're just really used to, not that I'm not around a lot, but I'm around for, key events. And when I'm around, I'm around. So I am a diehard auntie to the max. My niece is super spoiled, and they pretty much know they get whatever they want when they're around. But definitely having a team of people around who know, what you're doing, and they also support it, so it doesn't feel like they're neglected. They just kind of are part of that experience and know that you being busy is part of that experience.
Okay.
I have a very interesting question. Okay, but I want us to go to a video.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you have another one?
Yeah, this one is from Kenya. It's,
okay.
Yeah,
we really going around here.
Yeah, I got different part of Africa, and because of you, we're trying to select video from all over.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But the person is called Karen Z. I hope I get the name right. But hope you guys like this video, and my producer is crashing here, so I got something wrong. So hopefully you guys like this video. If I get it wrong, and hopefully I get it right. But you guys can watch this video and come back. I want to ask some of the do's and don'ts about being in the pageant, because some people want to come in, but there's some rules and regulations you have to follow. And I want people to know that, because hopefully, female watching it, don't want to be a part of this whole pageant thing. You don't have to be on stage. You can be backstage, like you said.
Yeah.
So, but there are some do's and don'ts, and if you don't fit in that category, you can still help out some kind of way. So we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about the pageant, and hopefully, please don't kill me for this video. And my producer will kill me, but we're gonna be right back.
Share, Nick and vitu huyu chali anaduni za ajabu, madem wanadu vitu za ajabu, serikali yetu ni ya ajabu. Usiwapigie kura bande, matali wana mistreat madem wanatuchezea magame, kafaida ma excuse lem ni mabande, usiwapigie kura bande. Number 1, number 2 do Christian family bila church tabu, akatambulishwa mpaka kwa grandpa babu, respect same script na adabu. After kushoot that P akachoka na day player, akaanza kucheza soka na day, hey, akacha kucheza boka na day, anataka game na wase wengi kwa team. Siku moja akafika akaspot msupa mslim na makiasi, akam please call me kisafaricom, akakumbuka ana hari ya home, akampati angali akampati ya ndoma, akampa biashara akamodea to dema kabla yo job sara, ungedhani ni bot boy akapopo bado ungedhani ni snow raha, kumbe hakuno huyo dem ndio alikuwa POKO wa hiyo club. Ukiomba unyimu yakaanza kukonda kisafa ukimwi. Wacha nikusho kitu cha ajabu, alipokuwa anadu vitu za ajabu, mabete zake walijua ni za ajabu, wakamficha. Hiyo tunaita kura bande, matali wana mistreat madem wanatuchezea magame, kafaida ma excuse lem mabande, usiwapigie makamon 1 month alafu wakarikava, magazine zikamseti kwa cover, akaanza tu kuchekini kama anataka tu maceleb kina Resinous Love. After ku make that plan akaanza magame, Twitter
na Facebook anajiita
Resinous Wife,
najua
na unajua
si ndio, na kwanza muone vile ni mhandi kwa video.
Kufika VIP akashtuka, gate zote kwa mwili zikashuka, Juma celeb ndani wengi kibao, asubuhi ya juu ya tonani alikuja unrelaxed katujatalipa fee malipo, nika movie na Yesi Bruce Lee the hero, ako positive toka VCT na mbio kwa best zake wakamshow hindo hiyo. Vitu huyu chali anaduni za ajabu, madem wanadu vitu za ajabu, serikali yetu ni ya ajabu. Usiwapigie kura bande, matali wana mistreat madem wanatuchezea magame, kafaida ma excuse lem ni mabande, usiwapigie kura bande. Cost of living, tribalism na corruption kichize, bei ya mafuta high shoots, bei ya unga high shoots, hiyo tax walipe, hawajali juu ya mziki, mshahara hawapandishi, amani bado ni tricky. Serikali hijali juu ya vijana, serikali hijengi mabarabara, serikali CDF ina manga.
Twende vitu huyu chali anaduni za ajabu, mademu wanadu vitu za ajabu, serikali yetu ni ya ajabu. Usiwapigie kura bande, machali wana mistreat mademu mabande, mademu wanatuchezea mageni mabande, kavaina ma excuse less mabande. Usiwapigie kura bande.
High cost of living bei ya unga haishuki, haishuki yani yetu na rap jam na respect my DVD na sitaiacha kusema shuka the art of diversity.
Welcome back to Star Nation TV. Miss Tiffany, Miss Crystal, and Miss Tanissa. Oh my God, she's so cute. But I have to ask, I know Daddy Rich wanted to ask about the do's and don'ts, but at the same time, I'm wondering, being the center of attraction, being this beautiful, being smart, are there some people or some places you can go and you just feel like because of what you have going on, you're not welcome, or you're not liked, or let me just say it, haters? I'm sorry, I can't just put it in any other way, but just have haters around. Do you face that?
You know, I honestly haven't experienced a lot of that. And I think that's a very wonderful thing. I've not really ever encountered anybody who has disliked me because of my success, because it's not something, I mean, anybody who knows me outside of Miss Black Minnesota knows that I go to work and I don't, you know, my hair's in a ponytail, I wear jeans, like, I don't parade around the fact that I Miss Black Minnesota, though people tell me I should more, because I also want to live a real life, and I have friends, and I want, when I'm with my friends, to be as involved in them as they want to be with me, and you know, I haven't really encountered that, and I feel very lucky for that. So.
And I would just say there's some of the places we can't go. Sometimes, you know, I have friends that are promoters, and you know, promoters will ask us to do certain events, and we try to do as many events, you know, family friendly. So, you know, our younger girls, like our teen and our princess, can attend. So, you know, sometimes we'll ask us to do events that are 21 plus only, and that's not so family friendly. So we love to support you, but we really try to do, you know, events that don't serve alcohol, just for the image of, you know, our contestants. It's not completely against your contract, but you know, we're really just grooming ambassadors, and so there are some events that we say no to. You know, we decline kindly, but you know, we're always, you know, more than honored to be asked to be part of your events. But we try to stay away from some of those.
Okay. I mean, we're almost about to wrap, and the last question that I will ask, I want to ask one more before I ask my last question. My last question, I want people to know how they can get in contact with you guys. But before I go through that, I'm going to ask our beautiful princess right here. What is your goal when you grew up? What do you want to be apart from this pageant? What do you want to be when you grew up? And for the adult, what are you guys doing apart from the pageant that's different from, because I know you got a separate life that's still sending you to.
I want to be a dancer.
Okay. Who do you like as a dancer that you look at that person like, oh wow, I wish I could dance?
Chris Brown.
Oh, he got a lot of work to do. He can move.
That's a good selection.
He can dance.
He can.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
From Michael Jackson.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
You learn from him too, so I know you can dance like him if you put a lot of effort in it. Yeah. And what about you guys? What are you doing separately apart from the pageant?
Sure.
Because I know sometimes the pageant, after the pageant, you get a different life. And what are you doing now? You're out of school and working with.
Yep. Well, I just finished a second term of service with AmeriCorps. I served with an organization called College Possible, which is a college access program that helps promising low-income students gain access to higher education. So I finished with them in June, and then in the same month started a full-time position over at Century College with their Trio Upward Bound program, which is which is very similar to College Possible, where I'm working with a group of students who just need a little bit of extra guidance and support accessing higher education. So I work there full time.
Oh, okay. What about you?
That's A complex question, actually. No, I am actually a full-time school social worker for Robbinsdale Public Schools. So I hear a lot of Miss Tiffany in the community, just last night at the Lynx game. So I work full-time as a school social worker. I run our youth development program as well. We're piloting that. I also am a model, so I model and act part-time also. And actually recently I started kind of auditioning for different shows. So maybe you'll see me on some reality shows and game shows here shortly. So I'm kind of always doing something. I like to model to our girls that, you know, the sky really is the limit. And so, you know, practice makes permanent and shoot for the stars. So yes, my face will probably be somewhere a lot, hopefully soon. But a lot of auditioning and a lot of interviewing.
So our last question, how can people get a hold of you guys if they want to be a part of what you guys are doing? Either a contestant or maybe just help or even financially donate money. You know what I mean? How can people get a hold of you guys? Can you let them know that?
Yes. So our go-to contact is our website. So www.missblackminnesota.org, so .org. And you can even donate there, so it's just www.missblackminnesota.org/donate if you want to donate. There is a link actually for sponsors, how to become a sponsor, benefits to being a sponsor, and likewise for being a donor. So there, you know, are different perks to donating and sponsoring, as well as information to how to be a contestant and how to be part of one of our youth development programs. So our website's our go-to place. We do, of course, have a P.O. box. You can mail us things. You know, people, you know, want to mail us information about their programs or an event that's coming up, as well as our email is actually kind of complex. So it's just missblackmnprogram@gmail.com, and then our phone number is 612-562-6257.
Okay, thanks. Well, once again, thanks for coming on the show. We definitely have a ball, and I did, you know.
I'm kind of.
I can see your connection. You just all focus on that.
I know. I can't stop looking at her. She's so cute.
But thanks for coming by. Thanks for sharing some of the ideas that people can know, because, you know, I learned a lot.
Can I get a hug?
Always.
She's so cute.
And once again, thanks for coming by.
Thank you again.
And like we say on Star Nation, regardless of where you're from, regardless of your educational background, regardless of your ethnic background, as long as you put your mind to something, you can do it. You can achieve whatever you put your mind into. Don't let nobody tell you cannot do what you want to do. The sky's the limit. And you are watching Star Nation TV. If you are here, you are a star. We'll see you next week. Have a nice day.
Bye.